Guys, what did I say? Did I call it or did I call it? So we finally got an update on the Dr. Disrespect situation. For those that haven't been following it, years ago, one of Twitch's biggest names, maybe Twitch's biggest name, period, who was in the middle of a very lucrative contract, both one that was making Doc a lot of money, Dr. Disrespect, and Twitch a lot of money, was all of a sudden banned out of nowhere, seemingly for no reason. And for years, Twitch, insiders, Dr. Disrespect himself, none of them provided us with anything other than the occasional hint. Like very, very vague nothing hints at what could have been the reason he got banned. But what we all knew was whatever he got banned for was a big deal. And we wanted to know. It was like one of the internet's biggest mysteries for years until a random ex-Twitch employee came out claiming Doc had his contract silently terminated and was banned and left the platform amicably with a settlement after it was found that he was inappropriately texting a minor about meeting up at TwitchCon in the, Twitch Messenger, the Twitch Whispers feature. I don't even know if it exists anymore. But yeah. With that said, there's been a lot of talk around this. Ever since it came out, basically the entire online right and a lot of the centrist right-winger types, the centrists who always end up siding with right-wingers, I should say, all immediately came to Doc's defense, most notably Nick Merckx. A couple days later, Dr. Disrespect thought it would be a good idea to respond to these allegations by first doubling down on defending himself. Fair, denying. But then out of nowhere, he just comes out and admits that he inappropriately texted a minor in a big paragraph post and then edits the post again so it no longer says minor. And then edits it again so it does say minor again because people realize that the edit happened. So I guess he accidentally typed inappropriate messages with a minor and then posted and then realized it was there and was like, oh shit, and edited it, but then realized that edits show forever now, so then he re-edited it back to normal so that it wouldn't look like he tried to hide it. But now we know because there's two edits on it. Very bizarre stuff. Very bizarre stuff. At this point, even a lot of the conservatives who started coping and seething about how they could have never known that he was actually, guilty of this, started coping and pretending like they never defended him in the first place and trying to, turn it all around on the lefties that have been criticizing them for defending Doc and saying, actually, you're the real pedophiles. It's been all real funny. And apparently Critical made a video about this update, simply called The Dr. Disrespect Situation Got Worse. I like Critical. He's the only good source of news on the entire internet, as you all know. I'm just joking there. But yeah, I'm curious to see what he's got to say about this, because I know that he had the unpopular opinion that Dr. Disrespect was almost certainly guilty of what he's been accused of, and a lot of Critical's comments were shitting on him for, quote-unquote, not waiting for the evidence to come out, but now he's been fully proven right, so I wonder what the comments are going to look like on this one, too. And I wonder if he'll talk at all about how many of the comments were defending Doc when he put out that video.
What a crazy day this has been. So I'm sure pretty much all of you that clicked on this video already know about what's happened with the Dr. Disrespect situation. To catch you up to speed with the briefest previously on Dragon Ball Z recap, Dr. Disrespect was the face of Twitch. In 2020, he was mysteriously banned from the platform and not a peep had ever been uttered about why. This was a secret more guarded than the Krabby Patty formula. I really thought we'd never know the reason.
Wait, is he recap? Have we watched this one? Surely not. It's 4 days old. I couldn't have watched this one, right? Oh, no, this is a new video. Yeah, he's just repeating the line. My bad. Yeah, I went back and I looked, and so he did Dr. Disrespect situation is crazy. That was the video we already reacted to, where he had actually gotten a lot of criticism for not just immediately believing Dr. Disrespect's side of the story. This is the newer video. My bad. I thought it had to be because of the time period as well, and the fact that he's talking about it getting worse. I hope he does not a victory lap, but I hope he acknowledges the fact that so many of even his own audience immediately jumped to defending Doc.
Reason that Dr. Disrespect was banned, I thought that'd be taken to the grave. I thought we'd crack faster than light travel before we ever learned what the reason behind it was. But then from out of nowhere on just an average quiet Friday night, a former Twitch employee dropped a bombshell allegation claiming that Dr. Disrespect was banned due to sexting a minor through the Twitch Whispers service. Now, there was never any screenshots or evidence provided to support that claim. However, some other parties came forward saying that they had all heard a similar reason behind the ban. Dr. Disrespect then made a response to that statement, which was less
Frankly, knowing Twitch, all the evidence of this is probably destroyed.
than satisfactory for most people with a functioning frontal lobe, because he talked very vaguely about it and didn't actually outright deny the claim at all. So then he made a follow-up statement which aimed to provide a little more clarity, but it was still pretty vague, and both of these seemed to have like a lot of legalese talk to him to try, like, kind of tiptoe around the topic itself. So both of his responses, like the tweets, weren't received overly well. It was like he just kept stepping on a rake like in a cartoon and hitting himself in the face. He wasn't doing himself favors with his statements. But then the credibility...
Yeah, for days, Doc didn't really ever outright deny the allegations. He just kept saying no wrongdoing happened. It was like, okay, but that's not a denial. Like, that could mean a lot of things. No wrongdoing occurred. Like, it seems like you're trying to not get sued by whoever might have been done wrong, because that can happen.
of the source of...
Yeah, he said no crime was committed. Like, it was super hyper-specific but vague at the same time. It's like, wait, that doesn't really answer our questions.
behind this allegation started to be called into question because people did digging through their Twitter and found out they'd actually been dangling this carrot in front of their audience about they know the reason Dr. Disrespect's been banned, and if you buy...
I talked about this when I first covered it. The guy who outed this has been, like, using this as a way of trying to profit for a while, like teasing people like, oh, if I sell this many tickets, I'll tell you why Dr. Disrespect got banned. So the person who outed this should not be lauded as a hero. They're an asshole who knew this for a very long time and never came forward because it wasn't profitable enough at that time. Like, they literally just wanted to monetize this story. They don't care at all about justice or, like, exposing the doc, you know?
buy tickets to their concert, they might reveal it.
Yeah.
So then people started to question that. And then today, Dr. Disrespect released another statement where he admitted to the claim of talking to a minor through Twitch Whispers inappropriately. However, he denied...
The crazy thing is, like, the best thing Doc could have done for himself was nothing. Like, really, the best thing he could have done for himself, it seemed, was say absolutely nothing and just go back to streaming like normal and ignoring the drama. Like, hell, he could have even just, like, banned the words referencing the drama in his chat and just never, ever acknowledge it again, and it would have been better than what he did, which was just admitting what he did. Like, and it's not just that he admitted it and fucked himself over. He fucked over all the conservative pundits who immediately and thoughtlessly jumped to believe him and defend him the instant the allegations came out.
Denies that there was any real intent behind the messages, which is a crazy thing to say. Like, if any of you have watched To Catch a Predator, you'll recognize that
he used the
tactic,
Chris Hansen
that little maneuver,
like, Predator
right there,
caught
because that's something that was pretty frequent on that
defense.
show. When a Predator went down and talked with Chris Hansen, a lot of them said that same thing pretty much. Like, oh, no, I didn't mean any of that. I was actually just teaching them a lesson about talking to strangers and the dangers of it. There was never any real intent behind the things that were said. Like, that's a very weird thing to try and say. So let's just go through his statement first, though. The Twitch ban. Hello, I'd like to make a statement. Let's cut the bullshit. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about, and I'm always willing...
Except for the last, like, 3 years about what you were banned for.
...to accept responsibility, which is why I'm here now. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everyone in my community, as well as those close to me, my team, and everyone at Midnight Society Game Studio. For those that don't know, I forgot to mention this in my, like, lore exposition on this. His company that he founded, Midnight Society Game Studio...
This was the point where I was almost certain that Dr. Disrespect was guilty of what he'd been accused of, was when the company he co-founded said they investigated internally, assumed his innocence, but after their investigation decided it would be best to cut ties with him. At that point, I was like, bro, you don't assume innocence, do an investigation, find nothing fishy, and then decide to cut ties. That's not how that works.
Which had been working on a game with him for a long time, announced yesterday that they were going to be terminating him after they conducted an investigation, and after they assumed his innocence, found something through their investigation that made them uncomfortable keeping him around, so they let him go. So that's why he's mentioning them here. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society and I, and we made the painful decision collectively to have me step down. Our team is full of incredibly talented and good people that have high career ambitions and families. I'd never want to jeopardize the culture we have carefully crafted. Now, before getting into the rest of this, I do want to mention Midnight Society themselves said that he was terminated. Here he's saying that he stepped down like it was a mutual decision.
No,
I don't
he
know
was
if this is
terminated.
like a you can't fire me, I quit type of situation, you know, turn in the badge and the gun and go your separate way as a lone wolf, or what? Like, there's just a bit of a discrepancy whether he was terminated by Midnight Society or if he himself and them left on good terms where he agreed to step down. Ultimately, the point is he's no longer associated with that studio anymore after they conducted their own investigation into the subject. Everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Now that 2 former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but...
Guys, do you want to know, like, at what point like, I understood that there is no good reason for adults to, like, just frequently speak with people underage, like, directly, or like, be friends with people who are underage? There's not really an innocent reason for that, like, barring... Certainly online, there's not an innocent reason for that. Is when I turned, like, 18 or 19, and I realized that, like, 16 and 17-year-olds aren't just underage, they act underage, right? Like, you literally, by 18, I could not stand 16-year-olds anymore. I didn't want to be friends with a 16-year-old. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, certainly not a teenager of the opposite sex when you're, like, a 40-year-old, 50-year-old. I don't even know how old Doc is. And he's married, has already had drama over the fact that he actively cheated on his wife. That's why he's called a 2-time. No casual mutual conversations. I mean, like, context matters, and the context of this is that some underage girl messaged Doc. He knew she was underage, apparently, and they chatted frequently. This is presumably a fan, because it was through the Twitch whisper system. And the conversations weren't just innocent mutual conversations, by the way. They at his own admission, they moved too much in the direction of being inappropriate, as he admits.
Nothing more. Nothing illegal happened, no pictures were shared, no crimes were committed, I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was resolved by a settlement. Let me be clear, it was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have ever been brought against me. Now, the doc actually edited this statement twice.
Yeah.
So initially, he posted it with the word minor in it, saying, were there messages with an individual minor? The answer is yes. But then shortly after he published it, he edited the word minor out of it. So he removed that. He redacted it like a fucking CIA document, trying to bury it, just snapping it out of existence. So then it read,
why was it
were
ever
there
there?
messages with an individual? The answer is yes. But people were quick to notice the edit. And you can actually check edit history on Twitter, which I didn't know you can do.
Yeah, it's a thing
but
you
you
do
could
now.
clearly see that the original no longer matched the current one because he took the word minor out. So when people caught him red-handed, he just edited it one more time to put the word minor back into it.
My favorite thing is, both in his defense of Dr. Disrespect and his walking back of his defense of Dr. Disrespect after this came out, Nick Merckx starts by talking about Dr. Disrespect in the first half and ends it in the second half talking about pronouns and trans people.
Now, there is a lot to say about just that small chunk right there, but I'm going to finish reading the statement first before we really dive into the weeds of it. Now, from a moral standpoint, I'll absolutely take responsibility. I should have never entertained these conversations to begin with. That's on me. That's on me as an adult, a husband, and a father. It should have never happened. I get it. I'm not perfect, and I'll fucking own my shit. This was stupid. Now, with all this said, don't get it mistaken. I've seen all the remarks and labels being thrown around so loosely. Social media is a destruction zone. I'm no predator or pedophile. Are you kidding me? Anyone that truly knows me knows where I stand on these things with those type of people. Fuck that. That's a different level of disgust that I hate even hearing about. Don't be labeling me as the worst of the worst with your exaggerations. Get the fuck out of here with that. But I
Yeah, YouTube has also departnered him and I think banned him, or at least demonetized him completely.
think I've said what I needed to say regarding the ban itself. That's it. That's why Twitch made the decision in 2020. To my team, community, industry friends that have supported me, I apologize. I wish I could have said all this sooner. You guys have always shown me and my family love and support throughout all these years. We love you guys like you can't imagine. I have the best community and circle. If any of this has made you uncomfortable, I get it. You don't have to support me anymore, but just know you have always been greatly appreciated. Trust me when I say this. To all my haters that live and breathe social media with zero real-life experience, I don't give a fuck about you. Finally, if you're uncomfortable with this entire statement and think I'm a piece of shit, that's fine. I'm not going anywhere. Actual Wolf of Wall Street energy. I'm not fucking leaving. And I'm not the same guy that made
I'm not fucking leaving!
this statement all those years ago. I'm taking an extended vacation with my family, as mentioned.
I love that. Admitting he, like, messaged a minor and that no matter how upset you are about him doing that, he's not going anywhere. What a perfect internet response to being exposed as a groomer.
On stream, and I'm coming back with a heavy weight off my shoulders. They want me to disappear. Yeah, fucking right. He tries to close this statement with a really hard, cheesy 80s action movie one-liner. They want me to disappear. Yeah, fucking right. Granny shifting, not double clutching like you should. You're lucky you didn't blow the welds off the intake. I'm not leaving. It's really kind of ridiculous to put that there with accusations like this. These are super serious. Like, this isn't something people take lightly.
Dr. Disrespect and
all.
Drake should start
In his
a club.
own statement, he has openly admitted to messaging a minor and had conversations that were inappropriate, or as he said, leaned into being inappropriate. Now, what's not clear, and what a lot of people are coping with, is that maybe Dr. Disrespect didn't know the age of the person he was communicating with, but I truly feel if that was the case, Dr. Disrespect would have mentioned that, saying that he had those communications with this person that he believed was of age but turned out to be a minor.
Yeah, he would have said
I think
that.
if that
wouldn't
was
he?
the reality of that.
Also, why wouldn't he have even said it if it was, like, a lie? Is he, like, actually at risk of being sued if he says anything untrue to defend himself? Like, will Twitch just fucking nuke him if he lies to defend himself? Will, like, the victim potentially sue him and Twitch and, like, out it? Like, because Twitch remaining silent on this really does show, like, the people at Twitch's true character, doesn't it?
Situation, if he truly communicated with someone that he thought was of age but turned out to be a minor, I think he would have mentioned that in this statement, but he didn't. He didn't say that he was under the impression he was communicating with an adult. He just says that he had conversations with an individual minor. He doesn't say anything like, oh, they were actually one day away from being 18, or I really thought they were, in their...
Yeah, a lot of people have, like, the Dr. Disrespect defenders keep trying to assume the girl's 17. Or even that it's a girl. I don't even think it's been confirmed that he was texting a girl. But, like, all it's been said is that he was texting a minor. The people defending him are still so... that are, like, now walking it back, are so desperate to, like, soften how bad what he did was, I guess, for lack of a better term. They've made up the oldest age a minor could be and ascribed that to this potential victim here. When there's no evidence saying they're 16, they could be 15, 14, 13. We don't know.
They're 20.
All we know is they're 17 or younger.
Or anything like that. And I think if that was what happened, it would have been mentioned here. I really do. But there's no mention of that. So it's hard to give that benefit of the doubt that he didn't know, because I think he would have mentioned if that was the case. I also think it's pretty telling that some of the closest people to Dr. Disrespect are coming forward saying how unacceptable it was and distancing themselves from him, because if he didn't know that he was communicating with a minor, he probably would have told them at the very least, but they're not saying that either. So here's Robert Bowling, one of his business partners here, saying, if you inappropriately message a minor, I cannot work with you, period. I promised to only act on facts, and I did. So I just really don't think there's a whole lot of wiggle room about Doc not knowing that he was communicating with a minor. Like, I feel like there's been plenty of opportunities now for that information to have come out from somewhere, but nobody is saying that other than people theorizing and hoping that maybe that's the case. But Doc himself has never said that that was a possibility. He'd never even hinted that he didn't know the person's age, and the people closest to him aren't saying that either. So I really think that it's likely that he did know that. and he still had these conversations that leaned to being inappropriate with someone he knew to be a minor, which is fucking disgusting. Now, there are people still defending this, saying, well, he didn't go to jail for it, so what's the big deal? Can't wait for the next stream, Doc. Firm handshakes. Like, there's people that are just dismissing this as not a big deal.
Of course.
Which is insanity. I think that is...
Hey, do you guys remember when back in, like, 2016, like, everyone made fun of feminists for saying we live in a rape culture? Because, like, rape's illegal and people hate rapists, but at the same time, someone can get exposed definitively as a rapist or as a pedophile. There is going to be a community of people there to act as a vanguard force of defense for that person when that happens. That is what feminists meant when they said that we live in a rape culture.
Pure lunacy. I can't fucking believe some of what I'm reading here from people that are just writing this off as not a big deal because it's a streamer they like. An adult communicating inappropriately with a minor is bad. Full stop. It's inexcusable. No matter how you spin it, that is a horrible thing. Now, he may not have met up with the minor in question. However, was that his decision? Was he the one that decided not to meet up with him? Because with the information that's been come out, now, again, keep in mind, we don't have access to the chat log, like the conversations that took place, but from all the sources that have come out from, like, Bloomberg and all of that, it sounds like the conversation they had did talk about meeting up at TwitchCon. So, that right there shows pretty real intent to meet up with this person. And who knows, maybe...
So from what we understand, a minor is, like, Doc tried to hook up with a minor at TwitchCon, like probably a fan who's underage and was actively planning in the Twitch Whisper DMs to do this. And I guess because he's the biggest Twitch streamer, they monitor his whispers fairly frequently, found out about this, and just axed him before it blew up. Got a settlement going and put it all under NDAs, hushed it all up. Fuck Twitch, by the way. We're going to get into a whole segment of this. It's all just about fuck Twitch, too. Because Twitch really worked hard to cover this up. Real hard.
Maybe it was the minor that ultimately got uncomfortable with this whole thing and called it off, not the doc. We don't know for sure. The only thing we do know for sure with what the doc just confirmed is that he was talking inappropriately with a minor, which is a terrible, terrible thing. And even his closest friends are saying they can't defend.
They didn't monitor it regularly. The messages were in 2017 and he got caught in 2020. God, that's years later. That's crazy. Like, I'm surprised that if it took that, like, after that long, I'd be surprised that Twitch found it at all, you know? Like, how far were they looking into all of his messages to find that? Something more must have happened than just Twitch looking through his whispers, right?
And it's inexcusable. And they're right. It is inexcusable. But there are still people trying to defend it, as pathetic as that is. And Dr. Disrespect claims that he's going to come back at some point. And I have no doubt when he does, he's still going to have a massive audience. I can already tell, based on the amount of people jumping through hoops, trying to find ways of justifying this and spinning it in ways where he doesn't look evil. Which is impossible, but they're doing their best. So I know when he comes back, he will probably have tons of viewers and tons of donations out the fucking wazoo, saying things like...
Kick has confirmed that they are not banning him or terminating their contract with him, so he is welcome onto Kick, the new platform that is quickly growing a reputation as the pedophile-friendly streaming service.
Keep your head up, Doc. Don't let cancel culture get you down. It's just a fucking cancel culture mob that came after you. You're a victim of that mob.
They-thems.
That's it. Which is just so unhinged. He has openly admitted, in his own words, to inappropriately talking to a minor. It's just craziness. So, that's the update to this whole Dr. Disrespect ban situation. That's really about it. So, yeah.
I really do like Critical's coverage of things generally. I think it's pretty solid. What are the comments like? Dr. Disrespect went from doc to PDF. Influencers try not to get freaky challenge. I'm not perfect, implying you have to be perfect not to message minors. I was 35 at the time. Ah, yes, 35-year-old man, practically still a kid, still had much to learn. I bet he's not even a doctor either. There's only two-way content creators and their careers: actual peaceful retirement or being a creep. I hope one day I'm able to, like, peacefully retire from YouTube and be like, all right, I feel that I have reached everything I want to have reached as a content creator. You guys are satisfied with my content. I've made enough to retire, and I can, like, in 12 years or something. I don't know. 12 years would be nice. Because content creation doesn't tend to have a very long lifespan. So either I'd have retired within the next 12 years or by 12 years from now, or like my channel will have fallen off. And it'll be more of a forced retirement. Yeah, he's not even a real doctor. I love how quick the comments have turned around on this, because like Charlie was getting ratioed in the comments by Dr. Disrespect fans before. It was actually like pretty depressing. Hold on, there was also I want to talk about this as well. Twitch CEO on Doc ban. I want to bring this clip up because it's a great example of how Twitch has always been like weird about this.
Go.
Damn.
Okay, here's the clip. So this is Ms. Kiff interviewing the CEO of Twitch.
After completing the Hot Ones challenge and defeating the last challenge for the Last Dab experience, the Twitch chat wants to know, after all these years, why was Dr. Disrespect banned?
Wow, I've never had that one. Whoa. Well, now that I'm on Mrs. channel, let me tell you what really happened. Okay, so there was an alien invasion. Okay, many people did not know about the alien invasion. Okay, and the aliens actually possessed Dr. Disrespect.
Oh.
Okay, and it actually took over the globe using Twitch.
With the Shungite.
Yes, okay, and so the only
Doc was talking about Shungite, which is like, I guess, a stone that like astrology chicks like before he got banned.
way we could save civilization, okay, was to take the action we did. Okay, so it was to save civilization. Go.
Damn.
Ugh. Jesus Christ, I hate Twitch. You guys get it now, right? You guys get, like, fully that when that guy is the face of Twitch, that's him talking about a guy that they had to, like, fire and then cover up the inappropriate messaging of a minor with, and that's how he talks about it publicly. Like, laughing and joking about it lightly to the public, because he knows how serious and fucked it is behind the scenes, and that's what makes it funny to him, is that we don't know. Seriously, fuck Twitch. They've obviously known the whole time. They actively covered it up, and then they've made a joke of it ever since. Fuck Twitch. Fuck its CEO. There's a reason I don't stream there anymore. Anyway. If you guys enjoyed this segment, I would really appreciate if you drop a like, no matter when, where, or what you're watching. It really does help a lot. Every single like goes a long way. The thumbs up basically push my content and the algorithm out to way more new people, so thank you to everybody who goes the extra mile and does that. It really means a lot. And of course, don't forget to follow my social medias, linked down below, comment, subscribe, and also join my fan Discord, link down below. It's the main hub of my fan base. We do watch parties, call-in streams, and game events, weekly, and so hopefully we see you in there, because it's a great community. And I also announce all my new uploads and streams there, so if you join, you don't have to worry about missing anything, even if YouTube is being YouTube and not giving you notifications. And of course, finally, if you want to support me directly, I would always appreciate it if you guys could donate, subscribe, or gift a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live, or support me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, StreamElements, Patreon, or buying merch at the Streamlabs link down below. But regardless of how you support me, thank you so much for watching, and have a good one, as the light of the sun makes me glow.